on this episode. Were you guys together last night?
It's not true.
No, I've got proof.
There's a lot of unhealthy things happening here. You're saying there's been glimpses where you were a one-woman man.
There's been glimpses.
There's been glimpses.
There's definitely been glimpses.
I have a really strong opinion about where this thing should go right now. I'm Ed Mylett. I'm an entrepreneur, best-selling author, and a life coach with one goal: to change people's lives. Thank you so much. You're bringing that good energy today. Thank you, everybody. So, Oriana's relationship with T ended 3 months ago. Although she desperately wants to work things out with him, she says he needs to step up and be a better father to their 9-month-old daughter. Let's hear what she had to say.
Hi, Ed. My name is Ori. I'm from Gainesville, Florida. I am a local artist. I started doing music about 3 years ago. Is when I met T. Whitey, Tim. Who later became the father of my youngest daughter. Right now we've been having some parenting issues and whatnot, and I just been trying to, hold on and work through it for the sake of the baby, because I want her to have her dad in her life. We can both stand to use some guidance right now, because communication is not where it's at the moment. Well, both of us trying to be full-time musicians, and having a baby definitely put a strain on a lot of things. So, yeah.
All right, Ori, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So how the heck can I help you?
So I just need some advice and some help with this co-parenting. I've been having a hard time with Tim. It's been tough. We started off, he's just been a mentor for me at first.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So
in the music business, you
yeah.
mean? Okay.
Yeah, he started off mentoring me, and then I got feelings. I let him know that. At first, he let me know, he was honest about everything. Like, he let me know what he had going on with, like, his other situationships, entanglements.
Situationships.
Yes.
Okay. I love that. Situationships.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was cool with everything because it wasn't, like, too serious or anything.
Yeah.
And then soon after, I got pregnant, we started getting serious with each other. He was telling me that he wanted to do the same thing. He wanted the same things that I wanted. I was just like, okay, I want to be with you. What do you want to do? He was like, okay, I'm willing to do that. I'm going to try with you. I never did this before. I'm going to try with you. I was like, okay, let's do it. He was there during the whole pregnancy, but towards the end, it started getting a little rocky. He started to go missing, and then after I had the baby, the fights just got a little bit worse and whatnot, like the arguments and whatnot, and it's just been hard.
First off, is T a good father, number one?
When he wants to be, yeah.
When he wants to, what percentage of the time does he want to be?
When we're not arguing with each other, when everything is when we're, you know what I'm saying, when everything's smooth and chill, we're not arguing.
So his fathering, in your mind, is conditional to some extent on how well the two of you are getting along?
Yes.
Okay, she's for real beautiful.
Thank you.
At a minimum, you got a beautiful, beautiful baby. Oh my goodness, look at her. Tell me about these fights. They get pretty bad, or?
Sometimes verbal, and then sometimes we get physical. My anger, I'm not gonna lie, I got a little mean streak. I can't handle the lying, or just sitting in my face telling me that you're not doing something and I know you're doing it, I've already saw it. Because I'm asking you these questions because I already know, and then you just sitting here blankly just telling me, no, this hasn't,
But these fights escalate. You're saying, I want to know a little bit more about that, because does your daughter see these disagreements?
No, she don't, she's not always around.
Is she ever around?
When we verbal sometime with each other, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie, when we verbal with each other, it's kind of he's not used to someone standing up to him.
Sure.
He run the show and everything that he do, and then he meet me and I'm like, no, I'm not going for that. No, I got a problem with this, or I'm very I feel like this, and he just what the hell,
Where are you right now? Are you broken up or together?
He's like, he can't, I don't know. I know what I want to do, but I don't know what he want to do. So I'm like in limbo. And I'm telling him that like, hey, I don't want to be in this place anymore. It's a problem for me. I can't parent the way I need to.
Yeah.
Or I can't focus on my job or my music because
Right.
I'm here like so much of my time and my energy is, I'm stuck right here waiting for you to tell me, hey, I want to do X, Y, and Z.
Let me ask you a question. I've always wondered this with other relationships too. You can kind of conflate, and I don't know the answer to this, right? You can kind of blur together love and obsession. They're not the same thing.
Right.
You can become obsessed with somebody, but not necessarily love them. Do you know what I mean when I say that? You just become obsessed with your thoughts about them. We've all been there before. You can't stop thinking about somebody over and over and over again. But actually, you may not even love or like them, because I think we always have to ask ourselves that in a relationship. Do I love this person? Do I respect them? Do I admire them? Or am I just
Crazy.
obsessed? Well, I don't think obsession is crazy necessarily, although it may be a little
bit.
But obsession can make you behave crazy.
This is true.
And this is why I ask you about the fights. Because when I hear about something like that, when behavior gets crazy, then I say, does that come from love or does that come from obsession? And I just wonder. I don't have the answer yet. I'm asking the question, so I want you to think about that. What do you
I'm
think?
thinking about that.
Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I always felt like my feelings are so intense for this person that he pushed me to the brink of where I feel like talking isn't enough. Like yelling at you is not enough. Like, I don't know.
And you
Just
get physical.
Yes, but it's that on both ways sometimes. You know what I mean? Like he's been an initiator sometimes, and I'd be like, "What is wrong with you?" I'm looking at him like, "What's wrong with you?" But I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like I want to bring T out.
Okay.
So tell me about these fights. What's the worst thing that's happened to you in these fights?
I've been cut.
Cut like stabbed? Cut like stabbed.
Came in the house a little inebriated. Slap on it, it's that time.
Right.
And I guess
It wasn't that time.
it wasn't that time.
Welcome back to Change. I'm talking with Oriana. All right, Timothy T, come on out here. There he is.
Thanks for joining us.
Good to have you here, brother. Great to meet you. Grab a seat. I just got a feeling this is going to be good. I just got a feeling this is going to be good. So let's go. We've been talking about you. I don't know how much of it you heard, but we've been talking about you.
Heard a substantial amount.
Okay, this woman loves you. I'm not sure she's not crazy about you. I asked her about obsession and love, but let's just go to the real first. How do you feel about things with her right now? Like, what do you want? Where do you see things at right now?
Well, right now, I'm not gonna lie, Ed, man. I've been so adamant about chasing success, man. So adamant about wanting to win, wanting to provide for not just my family, my loved ones, my friends, just everyone around me. I feel like, I feel like I'm the one. When me and Oriana met, man, I actually was running some ciphers out of my city for local artists that's trying to come up. We have no outlet, so much talent, and I
love your music. I like Gnarly. That was my favorite thing I heard from you. Yeah, I really, really have listened to your stuff. I love your music.
Thank
I
you.
also really respect how hard you hustle. I know you're also an entrepreneur. You got the bakery. You really work hard. You're a hard-working man. Sometimes there's this choice, though, like between the dude we want to be and the guy we're kind of every single day. Having said that, you are in this relationship with her, and would you acknowledge probably not the whole time you've been a one-woman man, and not the whole time both of you have kind of put your hands on each other before, true?
As far as being a one-woman man, there has been a period of time where I haven't been in my thought stages,
Yes.
and I have been like, you know what, I'm gonna be straight up and down like Sister Claus.
Yeah.
And she didn't believe it. Even when it's like, man.
Oh, let me get it straight. You're saying there's been glimpses where you were a one-woman man. But
There's been glimpses.
There's been glimpses.
There's definitely been glimpses.
Okay.
Very good glimpses.
I got you. How would you define how you feel about her?
I love her. I do love her. I do love her. And she has my daughter. I love my daughter.
Yeah.
You know, Oriana, me and Oriana have different chemistry because we met on music.
Yes.
We was around each other so much, you know, till it was like it was unbreakable. But then, you know, because through the first, I call it the probationary period, you don't really know who you're getting into it with.
Right, of course.
It's like, we're like, okay, we in love haven. We
Yep.
on clouds.
Yep.
And then the real us started coming out. You know, things that I had surpassed since I was 19. I haven't been domestic with a woman since I was 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
You're being real. I appreciate
also
that.
haven't had a certain type of woman to bring that out of me, to know
There you go.
that I've graduated from the person that I was because I wasn't faced with it again.
Wow. So tell me about these fights. What's the worst thing that's happened to you in these fights?
With Oriana,
Yeah. We're talking about the two of you.
I've been cut.
Cut like stabbed? Yeah. Cut like stabbed.
Yeah, I've been stabbed before.
True?
It's true.
So you get real mad.
Well, we have had situations where I haven't been lucky, and so I never want to go through that again. So we were tussling, and all I could think about is he finna do me any kind of way, and I just reacted.
And to counter that, the situation, I've only ever, in honest to God, it was an accident when I did hit her because I was aiming at the object she was trying to hit me with. When it was a fight that, it just was the initiation of everything. I came in the house a little inebriated. I want to slap her on her, you know, it's that time.
Right.
And I guess
It wasn't that time.
it wasn't that time. The
Yeah.
slap might have
He did
came
it
a little too
hard.
The slap had a little Remy in it.
Yeah.
I said
a little
no.
Remy Martin in that
Yeah.
slap. So it
Yeah.
was like, I was like, dang. And then when I did it, she kicked me in genital region.
Here we
And I
go.
came in the house just really like on some, you know.
Yeah. You're going to throw down, and you ended up actually
I'm gonna
throwing
throw
down.
down.
Yeah,
We
the wrong
ended
type
up
of
throwing
throwdown
down.
happened. So there's a lot of unhealthy things happening here. But the good news is you can't treat a disease you don't know you have, right? The first step to a cure is to say, hey, the worst thing that happens is we suffer from a disease so long that by the time we find out we have it, we're past the point of being able to survive it. The question is, for me, is that the case here? Because you're very aware of what the good things are in the relationship. I watch your body language a little bit. When he starts talking, you're leaning a lot closer to me than you are him when he's going through this. Did y'all notice that a little bit? Yet I do sense there's love here. I actually sense there's a lot of respect for one another here too. Yet sometimes you treat each other pretty disrespectfully. But I actually think you admire her. And I know she admires you. We'll have more with T and Oriana when we come back. Were you guys together last night? I have a really strong opinion about where this thing should go right now. I'm back with T and Oriana. So the first question I have for you is, do you think that you love her in a wife kind of way someday, love her? Or do you think that you love her as like, I really respect her, this is gonna be the mother of my child, and I wanna be supportive of her? Or C, I don't know yet.
See, because, man,
I asked the good questions, don't
you
I?
asked a good one.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. So, what would you say? You would say C?
Yes, definitely right now.
Okay.
I would have to.
Okay, C. And what would you say, Oriana?
I do want to be with Whitey. I love Whitey. I love Tim, sorry. A whole bunch.
Is there a difference between Tim and Whitey?
Yes.
There is, isn't there?
It's two people, yes.
Tim is this unbelievably good soul, hardworking provider.
That's who you're meeting right now.
Talented,
Yeah.
very brilliant, articulate, really self-aware man. and then there's this other dude, right? And would you agree with that?
It's like I had to come to realization of this, especially being an artist. You can't be the same thing. It's unrealistic. I can't be. It's like Clark Kent and Superman. It's like Peter Parker and Spider-Man. It's like Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
So when I'm Whitey, I'm really the Hulk. Right now, I'm really like on my Bruce Banner.
Yep. Were you guys together last night? Were you? So Ree.
We went to the pool.
We went to the pool. So Ree, why would he change anything? If he can just go to the pool with you last night, right? And kind of go on his way, why would he change anything? It's working for him that way. But
First off, what am I changing?
Wait a second.
Well, were you committed to her exclusively? That's the question. A, B, or C, right? Yeah.
You said C. You already answered.
But I only said it because how? I can't think of commitment at this state of in our being.
Okay.
It's unrealistic to me because of all I can think of. Okay, how can we fix where we at right now first before we talk about let's be with each other. Let's be with each other. But we both chasing the dream.
But I wasn't saying we just stop everything and be with each other. We do have a problem here, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel like we should be able to fix that together, not apart. Like, if we're going to be together, right? That's just how I feel. But when I ask you these questions, you know, before we come here, you can't answer.
Because a lot of times it don't be the questions, it's how it's asked. Or it's sometimes it's the accusations off rip. Before I even can say my part. I can leave my phone right here, right now, with no code on it.
What if she checks your DMs on Instagram?
We can leave his part like this.
God, you can check them right now. You're not gonna. Only thing you'll find is conversations with me and my children's mom in there. Random old flings. If they get in my, you gotta think. I am a businessman. A lot of these people, they will invest in something they feel like it's like, man, if I can just get one more chance with him, or if I can just get him again, let me go to this show. Let me, how much is this shirt? Knowing that she really don't want a shirt, but hey, sweetheart, guess what? This shirt, $25. It's in the cash out right now. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
Sometimes I'm flirty in the business world.
You both have picked an industry that's really difficult to build a relationship.
This is one of the worst.
The same exact way.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. How many of these disagreements has your daughter seen?
She's new. She's only like 9 months.
Okay, but how many has she seen?
Probably like 1 or 2.
Okay, if she were 3 or 4 years old and these continued, do you think that would make an impact on her if she saw it?
It definitely would, and I wouldn't because I'm not gonna sit there and just argue with Ori.
Yeah.
She say what she said, 'cause she would throw her stone, and then sometimes I sit there and I be like, you know what, just leave. Then if I get up and leave, she'll follow me.
Yeah.
Got my house.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, what? I just got your house. I didn't say nothing.
No, if I'm following you, it's because you done said something else to set me off.
But like I said, I shouldn't be able to, because what you say and what I say, neither one of it is good. It's like yours is not more words, mine is not more words. It's still all bad.
Okay, you're right.
And sometimes I do be defensive because it's like so much I can take. So you'll say something, and I know for a fact it's not true.
But what about when it is true and I have to bite the bullet and I don't go off the deep end and I sit here and I talk to you, wait a minute, and you try to push it under the rug like I shouldn't be upset. Like when stuff do happen and the truth do come out and I've already asked you what's going on, or no, I'm telling you like nothing's going. What about when stuff does happen and it is true?
What stuff was still happening?
You know what I'm talking about. Come on, you know what I'm talking about. Just the small stuff, the stuff with the other girls or whatever.
But that was being told to you.
No, I got proof. I done showed you, like I done brought it to you. Stop, come on.
It has never been proof where I was like, hey, look, I'm gonna own up for if I'm wrong, it's not like I'm gonna get a whooping if she leaves. Oh well,
you've been with women since you've been with her. We've been with women since you've been with her. You already said that, right? You've been with women since she kicks you out or whatever. You've been with other women since you've been with her, right? It isn't good or bad or what. It just is what it is. True. You've already said that. She knows that. You've told her that. You've told us. I think you've told us that, right?
I mean, I think you kind of told me, but
yeah. But am I right? But am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
because
that's good.
I can't say it because I haven't said, you know what, Oriana.
Yeah, I think
You're lying. You're lying. So I'm just behaving this way for no reason at all.
I didn't even get a chance to say what I was going to say.
Because I already know what you finna say. You said C, right? The answer was C earlier. So I know what you finna say. You're lying. Yes.
Okay.
Right?
What am I lying about?
No, this is actually good. I'm glad that I'm watching this because I want to say something to both of you. I think that I have a really strong opinion about where this thing should go right now, and I actually have a different opinion than when I started. I was kind of leaning in a particular direction. Having met both of you, I actually think that there's two very, very strong people here, really, really strong people that are really very similar. I think there's a lot of similarities here. I think you're both dreamers. I think you both are hustlers. I think you both are very passionate people. There's obviously a lot of feelings for one another here. You also share a child. And what means more than this thing y'all are doing right here is this child that you love. You share your love for music, right? You share your respect for each other. You share your love for each other. But the top of that list is this precious little soul right over here, right? And look at your face change, even when we bring her up. That's what matters to me. So, in the idea of maybe coming up with a couple solutions to change some things here, would you be interested in some of the things I might help you create some change with? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay. We'll be back in just a minute. Stay with us.
You are the Five. Get off my stage.
Welcome back to Change. I'm talking with T and Oriana. Okay, let's get into some solutions here. One, I wish you both continued success with your music. There's a passion level here the two of you have. Artists are different people when you work with them. Anybody who's creative in their life, they're just extra passionate people. But there's a lot of people that are watching this today that are in a relationship that has some form of contention or lack of trust in it, right? And what you all are in are what we call a pattern. And for the two of you, that pattern has transferred from being a really loving, really, wow, this is new and beautiful pattern into a little bit toxic and unhealthy. Would you both agree with me on that?
Yeah.
We're in a pattern, right? These are two good people. Usually these patterns can be two really good people. Once you get a little stuff going, though, there's a little damage, then you start developing the pattern. The pattern is, I check your stuff, I think you're lying, no, I'm telling you the truth. Well, and then it gets verbally escalated, and then maybe we get a little physical, and then there's this pattern. And no matter what you do, we eventually get back to the pattern. It took you all about 20 minutes, but you finally found your pattern again. And if we sat here long enough, the voices would probably get raised again.
Yep.
And then if someone said something someone didn't like, maybe there'd be one of these. Then maybe there'd be one of these. And we might see, right? We might see one of those things. And so actually, what T just did is exactly what I'm going to recommend. A soft break of the pattern. You didn't put a wall up between the two of you. You put a pillow up between the two of you. And it's very symbolic of what I think we should try to do here. So stay with me on this. I think there's potential for this relationship. Usually when there's any infidelity of any type, I say that relationship's over. But the exception to this here is she knows there's been some infidelity and she's still saying, I would like to make this work. So when one person knowingly says, I still want to make something work, I think there's still potential there. And what I would recommend to the two of you is that 1 year pattern interrupt. That doesn't mean you don't interact. It doesn't even mean maybe the two of you don't have one of those times in the pool together from time to time. I want you to remember, my friend says, if you want to change things, trade your expectations for appreciation. Trade your expectations for appreciation. What's happening here is you both have expectations of each other the other one's not meeting. You expect him to commit right now, let's make this thing go, let's work on this. In the meantime, be faithful to me. His expectations to you are, hey, I want to work on this as co-parenting, let's see how this thing goes, let me get my career going, you get your career going, we'll meet back and maybe make this thing work. So you need to trade these expectations. And there needs to be a level of appreciation for one another begin to build again, because that's what you had initially. Appreciate the kind of father that he is. Appreciate his work ethic. Appreciate his drive and determination. His brilliance, really, in many different ways. Appreciate her beauty and her strength and what a wonderful mother she is. She's raising your precious child for you, brother, right? Like, the most important thing in the world are these children of yours, and she's been entrusted with this beautiful child. the two of you need to agree to absolutely never again, ever, never do any of this in front of that child. She is feeling things she can't express to you already. Even if she hears raise, there are studies about a child being in a mother's womb. And that while the mother is raising that child, if she's going through duress and stress, it impacts that child's personality through birth. So if this is true in the womb, this 9-month-old is feeling something, who will soon be 18 months old. She'll be walking and talking, and she's going to see this. Break the pattern. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for being such a good father. Thank you for working so hard. I love you. Thank you for being so good to our girl. Thank you for giving me some space. Thank you for appreciating me. Thank you for seeing me in my best light. And let's spend some time with that pillow between us. You want to lay on the pillow together once in a while? No one's going to be able to prevent you from doing that. But let's stop this expectation that now or never. How about we just go a year and we raise this beautiful child of yours, and in the meantime, we just begin to appreciate one another for what we have. And then let's see if we can break this pattern. You guys need to build some kind of foundation here. This foundation is cracked. And every time we just kind of try to fix it and stick a new thing on it, it's going to crack every single time. We have to pour a new foundation. And I think that foundation starts with the things you share in common. Your music, your appreciation for one another, and your love for this precious little girl. Does that make sense to each of you? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I want to start there. Could you agree with me on that? That we should start somehow from a place of breaking these patterns where there's more appreciation driven and less expectation driven. Are you comfortable with trying to do that in the beginning?
Yeah.
Are you?
I am.
Are you?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Are you? Yeah. Good, brother. So let's start with that, and then we'll move forward from there and see if we can't rebuild a relationship beyond that. Does that make sense to everybody? You cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you for being here today, you guys. I think you're both awesome.
Thank you.
I'm really
Yeah,
impressed
thank you.
today. I
Thank
hope
you.
we become really good friends.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. All right, God bless you. Thanks, you guys. Thank you. You give me a hug. You give me a group hug. Group hug. You're good people. As always, I love taking questions from the audience, and this one hit me particularly hard. So, how do you balance providing for your family and being available for your kids? That's a question I get asked all the time, and it's based out of like a false belief system. Here's the belief system of most people in the world, that things are sort of finite, meaning if I'm doing more of one thing, I must be suffering somewhere else. This is a real belief system too. Man, I'm crushing it at work, my family's gonna suffer. You ever hear that before? Or man, if I'm really in the gym, I'm missing time at work. I found that to be a completely flawed premise. In fact, I believe when you're crushing it in one area of life, there's a thing I say in my book says, extremity expands capacity. When you do something to the extreme, not only do you get better at it by doing it to the extreme, but you expand your capacity to grow further in it in the future. So here's what I found out. When I'm crushing it at work, I'm bringing an energy back to my house where I'm a better dad. I've got more enthusiasm, more energy. I feel better about myself when I'm crushing it at work. Work feeds my family. Not just feeds it financially, but feeds my energy level. The also is true is this, when I'm in the gym and I'm fit and I'm training, I'm a better business person. The gym doesn't take from business, it feeds my business. I'm fitter, I'm stronger, I'm keeping those disciplines that transfer into my business. So I don't believe that when you're doing one thing really big, that other things necessarily have to suffer in your life. That only happens because you've been pre-programmed to believe it. Oh, I'm doing great at work, means probably my family suffer. Oh, I'm killing it in the gym, that means I'm not getting done at work what I need to. That's a complete BS fallacy. It's not true at all. When you're crushing it in one area, it should, if you're conscious about it, expand your abilities in all the other areas of your life. One should not take from the other. That's a flawed belief system. Okay, thank you.